Do you wish you had the secret to boost yourself to Radiant? Well, I can tell you that the key to unlocking your potential in Valorant lies in your aim. And in this video, I'm going to give you some pointers to start your journey off right. What's going on, ProGuides family? It's your host, Sergeant Frost, and today we have a very informative video for you guys. Today, we're going to give you guys 7 pro aim tips to help carry yourself to Radiant. Let's not waste any time and hop right into the video. One of the first and most important steps towards improving your aim is creating a good training and warm-up routine. This will not only sharpen your game skills, mechanics, and aim with time, but it will also prepare you for a long day's worth of grinding ranked and climbing the ladder. Trying to improve in Valorant is no different from practicing for any other sport. If you want to improve your skills, you'll need to put in the effort and attempts to build a training routine and a proper warm-up routine before you play. Many pro players, for example, have simple and rudimentary training routines built around their life to have a good work-life balance between gaming every day and life activities. In my opinion, a good training routine would look something like this for the average player. You warm up before you play, whether it be aim trainers, reaction time, and hand-eye coordination trainers, or just an hour or more of deathmatch before you hop into ranked for the day. After you get done with your deathmatch warm-up, you should hop into an unrated to get a feel for your mechanics and game sense while playing in-game. Having a structured training routine schedule will make you a lot more productive during the day and will allow you to manage your time very well. A good training routine will also allow you to set goals for yourself regarding improvement and will allow you to monitor your progress over time. Every single pro in any esport or sport will have a comprehensive plan and overall excellent training routine that they follow that allows them to stay sharp and at the top of their game. And that is why you should incorporate an aim training routine into your game before you play. But before we move on, it's time for our question of the day. Today's question is, do you prefer to play on low sense or high sense when aiming? Personally, I like playing on a low sense as it allows me to track targets better and correct my aim on a micro adjustment level. Let us know what your answer is in the comment section down below. Moving on to our second pro aim tip of the day, we're going to talk about holding and isolating angles. Holding and isolating angles is a map positioning strategy that limits your exposure to different angles that potential enemies can shoot you from. Incorporating this technique into your own game also means avoiding exposing yourself to open areas as much as possible. The goal of angle isolation and holding tight angles is to limit your engagements to 1v1s only. It is imperative when trying to improve in this game to not fight multiple enemies at the same time, if you can help it. When you begin to learn and master the technique of limiting your exposure while traversing the map, many times you will find yourself confidently taking one-on-one gunfights with people who will be at a disadvantage because of the way you position yourself before taking the fight. Learning to hold tight angles will take constant practice as it is a skill that is developed over time, and you must be consciously thinking about it while doing it to get the hang of it. In my opinion, the best way to practice this in your own games is to actively look for cover you can use to position yourself between you and your enemy. Learning to do this subconsciously over time will allow you to set up engagements and peek corners with extreme confidence. One of the main reasons you would want to limit your exposure is to give enemies as few chances as possible to see you. The less information the enemy has on your positioning, the better. Keeping an enemy team guessing where you will come from will always make them uneasy, and it will prevent them from committing to a site many times as well. This will allow you to be as stealthy as possible when moving around the map and catching enemies by surprise. Catching an enemy with their guard down will lead to easy frags and will afford you quick map control with as few casualties as possible. One of the last tips I can give you on this subject matter is to never hold an isolated angle for too long and to always reposition yourself after landing a frag. After winning an engagement, it is in your best interest to move away from the angle you are holding and to reposition yourself as fast as possible. If you want more help learning about how to hold and isolate your angles or other aspects of your game in Valorant, make sure to check out ProGuides.com. You can quickly upload your gameplay VODs on our website, and we have coaches online 24/7 who will quickly get back to you and help you on your journey towards improving in Valorant. ProGuides.com will teach you the necessary skills to rank up faster, enjoy the game more, and receive premium help from our online coaches whenever you need it according to your schedule. No more time being stuck in your elo. Head over to ProGuides.com and begin the journey to the rank of your dreams. Moving on to the third pro aim tip of the day, we will be talking about proper recoil control. Another aspect of your game that you must learn to master if you want to improve your aim over time is learning how to properly control the recoil of all your guns to the best of your ability. To explain recoil control simply, it is the art of tap firing your gun to prevent the recoil of your weapon from getting out of hand. It also means if you need to unload a clip into an enemy at close range, you can pull down your weapon with ease and control the spray pattern on your gun to land shots on your opponents. Controlling recoil is something that must be subconscious if you want to improve and take your game to a higher level. When you get into gunfights, your mindset should be on how can I outplay this person and survive. The last thing you should be worried about is praying to the Valorant gods that your recoil on your weapon doesn't betray you, and in the end you end up whiffing all your shots and dying in a situation that could have been completely avoided. While this does happen to many people in Valorant, learning spray control is not a surefire way to win every single gunfight you can possibly get into. Many times you will find yourself in a situation where you need to burst or tap fire to land a kill. Going into the range or a deathmatch and just practice tap firing your weapon is one of the most underrated practice techniques a player can use to improve their gunfighting skills. Let's be honest, many engagements you will take in Valorant will happen at very unexpected times and at very far distances. This calls for learning how to stay calm and tap fire your weapon to land quick, clean frags. There won't be many times you will be gifted a free frag because you got lucky with spray RNG and gunned down someone with a lucky spray pattern. Learning to control your recoil is a top 3 skill to have on your journey towards high elo. and it can only come through deliberate and dedicated practice. Transitioning into our fourth aim tip of the day, we will be talking about crosshair placement. High elos in Valorant Ranked is where you'll quickly find the basic skill floor has been raised in all aspects of the game. You will notice this in both the people you play with and against, and one of the most prominent aspects of why their skill ceiling has been raised in high elo is learning that good crosshair placement will determine if you leave or stay in that elo. One area that will be very apparent to all newcomers who hit this rank and beyond for the first time is the sheer magnitude of how much better players' aiming mechanics will be. Crosshair placement is the #1 skill that you must learn and weave into your aiming mechanics if you want to take your aim and gunfighting skills to the next level. One of the simplest ways I can explain good crosshair placement is to not have your crosshair floating around your screen as you walk around the map. Everywhere you walk, you should always be pre-aiming a corner, angle, or known hiding spot as you traverse around the map. This gives you the best chance possible to land a quick, clean frag on someone the moment they come onto your screen. A lot of players don't effectively have good crosshair placement, and this gets them killed many times because they aren't ready to take a gunfight the second someone comes into their view. Another aspect of good crosshair placement is aiming at head level. Aiming at head height is a must-learn skill inside of crosshair placement. It will allow your flicks to be more precise and accurate and will net you a lot more one-tap headshots when you play. Aiming at a head level will also allow you to control recoil better, as it will give you the best and fastest opportunity to pull straight down. Good crosshair placement also ties into having good game sense, because you should always be aware of what's happening on your screen and around you at all times. I will admit, crosshair placement is not a skill that will magically come to you overnight. This is a learned skill that takes diligence and extreme attentiveness while playing in game, because you must be subconsciously doing it in your games to reap the benefit of it, and use it to improve your aim and fighting flexibility. Moving into our fifth tip of the day, we're going to talk about your flicking ability and tracking ability. One of the most underrated and most helpful tips when it comes to training your aim is practicing your flicks and tracking skills. Flicking and tracking are the two most common aim types you will use when playing not only Valorant, but FPS games in general. Learning to sharpen these skills will make you a much deadlier player in game. My personal recommendation for improving these two skills in specific is to download an aim trainer and run specific courses that will challenge your aim in different ways. Kovac's aim trainer is one of the best aim trainers on the market, and for good reason. There are thousands of courses that you can use that are specifically designed at improving your tracking and flicking abilities. If you don't want to spend money on Kovac's, there are many alternative options you can use as well. Aim Labs, for example, is a great free option for an aim trainer that has hundreds of different courses you can train on. And there are even leaderboards that will allow you to keep track of your progress over time and compare your scores with your peers on the internet as well. In Valorant, the best way you can train your flicks and tracking is by going into the range and using different time scenarios with the bots to sharpen your skills. There are many different tools you can use at your leisure to sharpen your fine motor skills that you need to improve your aim in Valorant. For our next tip of the day, we will be talking about lowering your sensitivity. This next tip is a competitive community recommendation that comes from the years of experience many pro FPS players have had when it comes to improving their aim. And that tip is lowering your sensitivity if you are struggling with your aim. Many times pro players who are in a slump or having trouble quickly adjusting their aim while in game tend to lower their sense to help improve their situation temporarily. We recommend you doing the same if you find yourself struggling to flick to different targets, or if you are having trouble micro-adjusting your aim in games. When you lower your sense, it will activate the fine motor adjustments and muscles in your hand and arm. This will make your brain force your hand and arm to overcompensate when trying to aim, which can help you hit your targets better, while you subconsciously try to adjust to the new low sense. Lowering your sense also forces you to become more of an arm aimer instead of a wrist aimer. This is the preferred method of aiming for slow and tactical competitive FPS games such as Valorant and CSGO. This is because arm aiming allows you to track your targets better when you move your mouse across your desk. Learning more about your body and what allows you to function and perform the best on a biological level is one of the best and most surefire ways of improving in this game. For our final topic of the day, we will be discussing how your mouse grip will affect your ability to aim in Valorant. There are 3 major grip styles that have been established over the past few decades. There is palm grip, claw grip, and fingertip grip. Many people will put a lot of time into experimenting with which grip is best for them. Remember, adjusting your grip to fit the style of your mouse will be more beneficial in the long run. Different mouse grips also can help improve different parts of your aim as well. A palm grip is great for making quick, broad sweeps across your mouse pad when trying to track a target. On the opposite end of the spectrum for mouse grips, a fingertip grip is great for wrist aimers who need to micro-adjust their aim and flick around their screen quickly and efficiently. But in the endgame, find a grip that is comfortable and stable for you, because it will be the difference between winning and losing a game. Well everyone, that's all we have for today for 7 pro aim tips. If you liked the video, then be sure to drop a like and consider subscribing if you enjoyed the content. We upload new videos just like this one every single day, and the best way to stay notified of that is by ringing that notification bell. Don't forget to check out ProGuides.com to gain some access to some truly amazing coaching. Stay safe out there, and I will see you all again very soon.